This is our time of reckoning. We've been on this journey for, I don't know, half a year, looking for what some say is the impossible. I say no. If you're gonna tell me that it's not possible that something's out there, you're lying to me. Something's out here, man.
I feel as if the Jersey Devil is my white whale. I'm Captain Ahab, and I'm searching for something that I know is impossible.
I guess on to the next chapter.
When she was able to regain strength in her leg, she comes out, she scoops up her dog, and they run inside as fast as they can. They saw this thing sitting in the trees, they all noticed it.
After last year's journey into the Pine Barrens, our team decided to step it up and head west, to the city of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. This small city on the banks of the Ohio River may not seem like much, but it is home to one of the most famous urban legends of all, the Mothman. With a new and improved team, we set out to dive deeper into the mysterious creature that haunted this region 50 years ago.
Wow, the lady running that truck looks like a fucking monster.
She was like the Blob.
She looked like Honey Boo Boo's mom.
She is.
It was.
Why did you say swooped over their car? They had a vehicle they arrived to the cemetery.
Made it to West Virginia,
Welcome to
boys.
West Virginia. Let's make sure we get straight. Even though we think that story might be made up.
After a 9-hour journey and a fortuitous stop at Cracker Barrel, we finally arrived at our hotel. However, within 5 minutes, a disturbance.
Sup?
Isaac clogged the fucking toilet.
I'm not surprised.
Do you guys have a plunger?
I'm not ashamed in there right now. Don't go on there.
Isaac. How? How?
I can't. I'm gonna kill him if I react. I'm gonna kill him.
It's fine.
It has been 5 minutes.
I told you when I came in, I was gonna take a massive dump.
If we get kicked out for
I'm going to the other bathroom. To the other room real quick.
John, if Isaac clogged the toilet, what the fuck did John do?
My shoe. Alright, my shoe.
With our plumbing issues settled and Isaac dressed to the nines, we made our way into town to speak with the mayor.
Of course, Brian Billings, the mayor of the city of Point Pleasant, the great city, historic city of Point Pleasant. We're very proud of.
During the interview, we asked the mayor about the history of the city. He went on to tell us about the horrible disaster that struck Point Pleasant in December 1967.
The bridge collapsed in '67. We lost many residents here. I was probably 10 years old when the bridge failed. But it took the lives of those individuals, most of them from here, throughout Virginia, Ohio, North Carolina, and other states that collapsed on the icy river in December.
The Silver Bridge, which spanned the Ohio River connecting Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed, resulting in the deaths of 46 people.
There is a flood wall that depicts the bridge where it went across into Canoga, Ohio, which is right down where you're staying at the Super 8 in Gallipolis. So that's something that we have to hold on to, and the trees that are planted there, and the bricks with the names of the individuals. So not only the history, the loss of lives, but then you come to the Mothman.
For 13 months in the late 60s, Point Pleasant was terrorized by a half-man, half-moth creature who flew throughout the night sky and wreaked havoc on the civilians. Or so they say. For those who claim to have seen the creature, a wide array of symptoms such as conjunctivitis, memory loss, and hallucinations were said to have been experienced. Many witnesses claim that the glowing red eyes still haunt them to this very day.
To our community, but I look at it, our community as being the first battle, the loss that we had with the bridge, and then on the lighter, or the fun side, whatever, is the Mothman. And then you mentioned the movies.
In 2002, a movie titled The Mothman Prophecies, based on the book by the same name written by John Keel, was released. The film linked the Silver Bridge disaster to the Mothman and the alleged sightings that happened a few months prior to the collapse.
The movie had so many things wrong with it, in my opinion. We didn't have a female police chief, and you can go on and on and on the different things. And I know that's, I guess, Hollywood. And the Mothman being on the bridge, that tore us up. That tore me up. It's a fun thing, but sometimes Hollywood just takes it too far and stretches it to the limit, and it's almost sickening. With that being said, the Mothman has brought people to this community for whatever reasons, whatever the different types of people, the individuals, male, female, black, white, brown, yellow, whatever they may be. They seem to want to grab a hold of this thing, and whatever it is, thank you. Whatever those people saw back in the 60s, perhaps in their minds, what they saw is what they saw. It was real.
Now that we had learned a little more about the city, we decided to make our way to the museum to learn a little more about the creature itself. While at the museum, we got to speak with local Mothman expert Jeff Walmsley and documentarian Seth Breedlove.
I think the Mothman story, I've written a couple books about it. I've interviewed a lot of those witnesses. I was 5 years old when it happened. And I think it's an open book. I don't think it'll ever be solved. There was a lot of different theories. Some people thought it was just a big bird. Some people thought it was a creature of some sort, a monster or whatever. But I think that's the beauty of it. If people would have came forth and said, hey, we know what it was, mystery solved, then you wouldn't see this right now. So
it seems like when things are especially crappy in the real world, these subjects really go big, like all of a sudden everyone loves them, and it seems like right now is one of those resurgences in the paranormal, so it might have something to do with the state of the real world, and these subjects might offer an escapism in a way. I think it's nice to live in a world where everyone thinks that we've discovered everything's been discovered, we know it all, but maybe we don't. And I think that mystery of it is a draw for a lot of people.
After speaking with the experts, we set out to do a little digging of our own.
Mothman's over with, dude. This is a Pokemon now.
This is a Pokemon documentary.
Okay.
In between the research and Pokemon Go, we decided to enjoy some of the local Mothman-themed cuisine. Our first stop was the Coffee Grinder, where we chowed down on Mothman cookies and slurped up some delicious Mothman coffee. Later, we swung by Village Pizza to try the West Virginia delicacy known as pepperoni rolls and their Mothman-inspired pizza.
Pepperoni roll time, boys.
Am I alone?
What are pepperoni rolls on? A West Virginia delicacy. It's basically pizza part 4. There you go, McNerney.
Alright, well.
However, our most eventful meal took place in a broken-down bus 30 minutes outside of Point Pleasant, where before our search for the Mothman, Izsaak battled with a 3-pound hot dog known as the Homewrecker. It did not end well.
Oh, Michael, oh my God.
What's that?
Izsaak. I think you got this.
It's zoomed in. Get him, move.
Keep going. Stop shaking. Keep going.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
There you go.
Dive right in. Dive on in. Dive on in. Isaac, you're fine.
Come on out, get your grub. Get in there.
After Isaac's near-death experience, our team set out to see if we could catch a glimpse of the Mothman by investigating the site where he was said to hide, known as the TNT area. The former site of a military ammunitions factory, the TNT area served to store munitions inconspicuously in concrete igloos built to blend in with their surroundings. However, it was discovered that the surrounding ecosystem had been severely polluted to the point where it had become dangerous. Some theories of the Mothman suggest that the creature was a native species that had become mutated by the radioactive pollution. Despite our intense research, we were not able to catch a glimpse of the mysterious Mothman.
Owen, you want to say something?
Can we kick him off the trip?
Yep.
While we never discovered the truth behind the mystery of the Mothman in Point Pleasant, we discovered so much more. We met new people willing to share their stories and show us their city. We learned about the rich history of this quiet section of the country, and most of all, we spent time with our friends, creating memories that would last a lifetime.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is all there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eye. Country road.